The Bride is directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal and it stars Jessie Buckley, Christian Bale, Penélope Cruz and Jake Gyllenhaal. And in this reimagining of The Bride of Frankenstein, a lonely Frankenstein travels to 1930s Chicago to ask a groundbreaking scientist to create a companion for him. The two revive a murdered young woman and the bride is born, but what ensues is beyond what either of them imagined. The Bride was a movie I was very excited to see. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this film is going to be great. It looks like it's going to have a lot of personality, and a modern take on The Bride of Frankenstein could really work. And even when the conflicting reviews came out, I was still optimistic that I'd enjoy it. And after coming out of the cinema, I can confirm that this movie is not as good as I wanted it to be. But I still don't think it's bad. I still think The Bride is a very solid movie. The biggest issue with this movie is that there is so much going off. There are like a million subplots, and some of them only get one scene, maybe two if they're lucky. For example, and this is a small spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, skip to this time code. The Bride starts a revolution with women rising up against men that have mistreated them, and it's prevalent for like one scene and a post-credit scene. And that's really annoying because plots like that were really interesting. And I was excited to see where they go. But they don't go anywhere, unfortunately. And that's the case for a lot of subplots in this movie. And there are certain subplots which just aren't that interesting. Especially with Penelope Cruz's character, who plays this assistant to this detective. And she feels mistreated and down below him, not getting the recognition that she thinks she deserves. And you really don't have any reason to care about her, other than she's a woman. She deserves more respect. Okay, who is this woman? This movie really works when it focuses on the bride and Frankenstein's relationship. I really love this new take on the characters, especially Frankenstein. I really love Christian Bale's interpretation of the character. He's very timid, very friendly, but as soon as you do something to him, bang, he will go after you. And then you get Jessie Buckley's The Bride, which a lot of people have criticised her performance and the portrayal of this character. I didn't mind it. I actually really liked it. Without getting into spoilers, Jessie Buckley doesn't just play the bride, she plays something else, giving the character a split personality disorder. And I thought that was really creative. But I do understand why some people may not like that. In fact, I saw this article right after I saw the movie. I'll leave a link to it down in the description, where they say that this movie throws Frankenstein's author under the bus a little bit. And while I don't necessarily agree with the article, it was still really interesting, and I could kind of see where they were coming from in some parts. The only issue with the main plot is that it's so reliant on some of the subplots, which as I said are either not that interesting or are hardly relevant to the overall movie. So you just get these random scenes interrupting this main plot. But even with its narrative flaws, I did still enjoy the story, and I really like the conflict that they have right at the start, where Frankenstein and this professor understand that the bride could become something really dangerous. They don't know what to expect. Even Frankenstein's fearing it. But even by the end, his personality and his beliefs change as well because of the bride. The best element of this movie, though, is easily the performances. As I said, I really like Christian Bale's interpretation of the monster. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. And Jessie Buckley, she's getting a lot of criticism for no reason, I think. I think she's absolutely excellent in this movie. This is one of her best performances. And even the actors who play the side characters, which are not important, they're really good in this movie as well. Jake Gyllenhaal, for like the 2 minutes that he's in this movie, really solid. Annette Bening, she's really good as the professor. Penelope Cruz thought she was really good too. Peter Sarsgaard. There really are no bad performances here. And I do think on a technical level, this movie is fantastic as well. I really love the 1930s noir New York and Chicago setting. And I absolutely love the cinematography. I really like the moments where they experimented with colours. Maybe a white background and then this black goo is coming into frame. Or a black background and then some weird flickering lights to symbolize the pain that the characters are going through. However, what I will say is that the movie is very pick and choose with its style. There are many moments where it goes really into it and I was really enjoying it. But then there's certain moments where it had no style. And it's like it was very wary that it didn't want to do it all of the time. But if you're going to do something fancy, At least commit to it. So overall, I really enjoyed The Bride. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. It does have way too much going on, and I do think the main plot is kind of hindered by those boring subplots. It also can't commit to one single style, feels very all over the place, but at times this movie really does work. When it focuses on the main relationship between Frankenstein and the bride, I think it's really effective. And there are a load of good ideas here. The bride starting a revolution with women? Fantastic. I'd love to see where that goes. But they don't do anything with it. So this movie was very hit or miss for the most part, and I do understand why people aren't liking it. I enjoyed it though for the most part, and it's going to receive a 7 out of 10. But do read that article as well. It's very insightful, very interesting. I may not agree with every single point on it, but I still respect the writer for what they were trying to say. And there we go, people. That was my review for The Motherfucking Bride. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have seen this movie, do let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day, and see you later.